Hey, Dad.
Hey, Chris, how you going, mate?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. How was your Easter?
It was good, man.
You get some family time?
A little bit, yep, a little bit.
A little bit. That's good to hear, mate. Do you get I know you're busy promoting your new album. Do you get nervous or anxious when it's released?
I used to, but not anymore. I'm pretty used to it.
Pretty used to it? Yeah, I can imagine.
Kind of, yeah.
Do you listen to the album at all by yourself? I mean, I could just if I wrote and recorded a song like "Still Alive," man, I'd be blasting that stuff out and making everyone listen to it, So, do you listen to your album at all after you've made it?
Yeah, that's kind of what you spend a lot of time doing is especially in the studio, just listening to it over and over and over again. And then after you're done recording, you got to hear all these mixes and then the mastering. And so I've listened to it many, many, many times, and then the sequencing, and then by the time the general public hears it, I've already heard it probably half a dozen, 2,000 times.
And then you got to go play it live for another probably 1,000 times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on the new album, After the Night, man. It's personally, I think it's your best album to date, and it's I get the Better Life vibe with it. I'm not sure if that's was the intention, writing the album and recording it, but I certainly hear a lot of the Better Life in the album.
Yeah, that wasn't 100% intentional, but it was one of those things where in the past, as we wrote, if we would have heard some sort of some kind of raw rock and roll going on, somebody in the band would have been like, "Oh, that was yesterday. We gotta update our sound, blah 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 blah." And it would have kind of gotten shot down. And with this new record, we were like, "Man, let's let that stuff happen." That's what we've been, that's what we should have been letting happen, and for the last 10 years anyway. So. We just wrote the songs, man, and didn't try to change them in any way, didn't try to force them in any way, and that's what you get, man. You get that kind of raw rock and roll vibe. So I'm glad that you noticed that. Yeah,
absolutely, man. I absolutely love the album. And I feel a really a positive message that runs through the whole album. Was that intentional as well, maybe as a reflection of where you're at or where the band is at?
I think so, man. I think, we've just been, in the last 5 years, man, Three Doors Down's really been through a lot and been through a lot of stuff. Other members quitting, getting go or whatever, going to jail, all these different things have happened, and it's been rough, man.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I think this record is a reflection of all of that and that kind of process and where we are now through that. You know what I mean? Like we're kind of coming out the other side.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, well done. Now, I know you probably talked about the new members a fair bit. Chet was your guitar tech, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah. And speaking of your old guitar techs, are you still in touch with Zach Myers from Shinedown at all? Have you heard his work at all?
Oh yeah. Me and Zach are still good friends, and I don't talk to him every day, but I talk to him 2-3 times a month. Maybe just kind of in passing, and he's a busy guy. He gets it now, you know what I mean? Like he understands how busy the business is, and before when he was just a tech, he was a good one, by the way. He was able to kind of do what he did and have his other bands and do the things that he does, and now that with Shinedown, he realizes just how big a monster it can be, but he's done really well, man, and he's one of those ones where when you meet Zach, you're like, damn, you should be playing instead of being a tech. So I'm really glad that happened for him.
Yeah, I think good stuff. You guys, I just caught you and Brad on Facebook recently doing a live stream. With Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and all that so important now, promoting your music, are you guys embracing that technology, or is it something that feels maybe, I don't know, a little forced?
No, man, we're actually having a really good time with it, and everybody in the band runs their own Facebook page and runs their own Instagram and Twitter feeds. We do it ourselves, and so when you contact us through those pages, you're actually talking to us, which is really cool, I think, man. Because I'd have given anything I'd have given anything in the world to be able to contact my favorite musicians when I was a kid, and pick up my phone and send them a text, and that's what you can do today.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You may not get an answer, but there's a pretty good chance they're going to read it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's why I keep in touch with bands. I'm 42 years old, man. I just just visited LA myself. I live in Melbourne, but just visited LA, and I went to Amoeba Records there, and man, I still felt like a little kid looking for CDs and discovering new music, and I discovered Need to Breathe and Butch Walker and artists like that. And do you still get a buzz out of
Nice.
finding new artists? Is that something that you still get a kick out of?
I do, and I listen to the radio a lot just to do that. You know what I mean? Because that's where you're going to really hear your new music. Is in my opinion, you're going to hear the stuff that people are playing. Versus trying to find stuff on the internet and word of mouth type stuff. I always just listen to the radio when I'm going down the road because you're always going to hear a new band and somebody that's really cool that's trying to make it. And I think that's important, especially this day and age, man.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, you guys have been creating music for 2 decades, and I mean, I guess you guys are veterans now. I don't know if you feel that way yourself, but I mean, is there anything that where do you see rock music now? Is it in a good place? Do you think, or not?
Well, I don't know. I would say it's in a good place. I wouldn't say it's in the best place it's ever been.
Yeah.
But it definitely isn't in the worst place it's ever been either. It's the music business is cyclical and it goes around in a circle and around in a circle. And if you remember correctly, you said you're 42, so you remember this. You may not remember, hands on, but you remember back in the 70s when rock and roll was kind of going away back in the 70s and everyone thought it was dead and disco started coming around and punk started coming around and then everyone was like, rock and roll's gone and no one's going to listen to it anymore. And then all of a sudden, here comes Van Halen.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
That's what happens, man. So, we're waiting for the next band. We're waiting for the next big thing to come along. And in the meantime, we're all going to try to be that next big thing.
Yeah, for sure. Being a big Faith No More fan myself, I'm curious to know what it was like working with Matt Wallace. Was it different than past producers?
Well, if you think about Faith No More and you think about the guys in that band and Mike Patton in particular, and you think about kind of how creative and how kooky that guy is and all the different bands he's been in and like with Mr. Bungle and all that stuff. And you kind of think before you even meet Matt, you kind of think you're going to get this weird, kind of crazy, kind of gifted producer, kind of strange cat that doesn't really speak English that well. And then all of a sudden, you get this mild-mannered kind of guy next door. Looks like he just got done cutting his grass, and that's the producer that's responsible for all that stuff. And it's really cool. Matt Wallace is a really gifted musician and a really nice person.
Okay, well, that's good to hear. That's great to hear, actually. I mean, the CD sounds fantastic. I mean, it's a wonderful sound. It's probably, personally, I think it's your best sounding CD. Not that your other's bad, let me just throw that out there, but I think this one just sounds fantastic, cranked up loud.
Thank you.
So is there anything you guys, when you guys have been around for a while now, is there anything you guys or yourself want to do that you haven't done yet, or any artists you want to work with, or anywhere you want to travel to that you haven't traveled to as a band?
We've never been to China. I think that would be kind of a really cool place to check out and see if there's a way to get some rock and roll over there. I mean, I know that they do let some bands come in there, but that would be cool, man, to hit that side of the world. We've been a lot of other places, but that's one place we haven't been. For me, that would be cool.
Sure. Any live album or covers album being talked about?
No, not right now, but I'm sure there'll be something coming really soon. I think we're going to start recording some things on this tour and maybe start putting some live stuff out, but we're not really talking about a record yet, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, great. Now, just one last question. I mean, I know you just spoke of touring. You guys have toured Australia from memory, I think, 3 times now. It's been a while since your last visit, and I won't ask when you guys are coming down. I'm sure you're keen to, but what are your memories on Australia, and is there anything you'd love to see or do next time you're down here? We've been there 3 times, but honestly, every time we've been to Australia, we've always been passing through. It's never been, come and hang out for more than a day or two. It's just been, you fly into Sydney, you play, you fly to Melbourne, you fly to Brisbane, you play, bam, you're out. You know what I mean? That's kind of the way it's always been for us. And it'd be nice to get down there and stay a day or two and really just kind of soak the culture up and just, sort of see what it's all about. I mean, I've been there 3 times, and I really haven't really been there. Yeah, I can imagine it feels like that as a band. And I'm disappointed. Yeah. I'm really disappointed about it. I mean, I thought over the years I would be able to come and get to know it and, get to see some culture and kind of pick it up a little bit, but it's really hard when you're kind of blasting through. And so that's what I really hope for. I really hope we get down there and we get to hang around for a while, stay for a week, maybe take a holiday. Well, man, if you're down here soon and you're in Melbourne, man, look me up and I'll look after and I'll show you around, all right? All right. All right, it's a deal. All right, well, thank you for your time, Chris, and well done on the album, man. It's fantastic. I especially love the song Us in the Night. That's a great track, man. That's one of your best so far. And,
Yeah, good luck with promoting it and good luck with touring, man.
Man, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for your time and thanks for all the kind words. I really appreciate it.
No worries, Chris. Good luck, mate.
All right, buddy, man. Take care.
Thank you. You too.
Yep, bye-bye.